Hey everyone, I'm here today to introduce you to our newest exceptional release coffee, or should I say coffees. This time our release is not just one coffee, but it's actually two coffees. So this is really exciting for us, not only because we're offering two coffees, but because of what these coffees are and where they come from. These coffees come from a producer that we have never had before. These coffees come from Jansen coffee farm in Panama, and in this set you will be receiving a naturally processed geisha and a naturally processed pacamara. The reason why we're offering these coffees together is because they are meant to be brewed together. These coffees taste like cherry, tamarind, and peach, but the best thing about these coffees is when they are brewed together, they have the most amazing mouthfeel. It's smooth, it's silky, and it's buttery, and we just love these coffees brewed together. Another really exciting thing about these coffees is that I had the opportunity to serve them for my Brewer's Cup routine earlier this summer. When the cafes closed with the pandemic, it gave us a chance to work on projects that we didn't have time for previously. Last year, we dedicated a lot of time experimenting with espresso. One of the experiments that we conducted involved layering different coffees inside of the portafilter and the outcome that came from that, how this affected extraction, flavor, body, and mouthfeel. What we discovered was that whichever coffee was placed on the bottom contributed predominantly to the flavor, whereas the coffee that was on the top contributed to its body and its mouthfeel. Through many experiments with many different types of coffee and different doses, we found that this was the result every time. From these experiments, we realized that we could manipulate mouthfeel while still preserving flavor. So this made me wonder if the same thing would happen with brewed coffee. I began a new set of experiments, and what I discovered was that yes, this same thing did happen with filter coffee as it did with espresso. By layering coffees on top of the coffee bed, I could enhance the overall mouthfeel and body of my brew. This concept opens up new possibilities for blending coffee, allowing us to isolate and manipulate more variables to create custom blends, highlighting unique strengths of different coffees. In order to properly achieve the results that I want from this coffee and this brew method, I need to brew with minimal agitation in order to keep the integrity of the layered coffee bed while I brew. I've developed this recipe using the Tricolate. The shower head from the Tricolate is the perfect drip pattern that covers the entirety of the bed, so it evenly saturates from the top down, controlling agitation. I found that this gave this coffee the best clarity, depth of flavor, and also the very best mouthfeel. These coffees are very different from one another, but they are both processed naturally, and they are both from Jansen Coffee Farm in Volcan, Panama. The first coffee I fell in love with on the cupping table as it had great quality fruit flavors that I absolutely love, like cherry and like peach. It is a geisha from Jansen's Los Alpes farm, grown between 16 and 1700 meters, fermented for 72 hours, and dried for 14 days. I am using 70% of the total 15-gram dose on the bottom layer. This second coffee is a pacamara, and my favorite thing about this coffee is how luscious its texture is. It's smooth, it's creamy, and it's buttery. It's from Jansen's Hacienda farm, grown between 13 and 1400 meters, fermented for 120 hours, and dried for 10 days. And with this coffee, I am putting it on the top layer of my brew bed, making up the other 30% of my dose. Geisha is a variety traditionally known for its delicate and distinct flavor profile, and pacamara is a variety that produces a full body and creamy textured coffee. When I tasted them both, I was eager to try this technique to see how the pacamara would infuse this creamy texture into the geisha. And the pacamara absolutely did what I hoped that it would do. It transformed the delicate mouthfeel into this buttery texture that you will get to experience when you brew these coffees, while still maintaining all of the flavors of the geisha that I love so much. I chose both of these coffees specifically to be layered together, highlighting the flavor of one and highlighting the mouthfeel of the other. By layering the coffee in this way, I am able to borrow the rich mouthfeel of the pacamara, adding a depth of texture to the geisha while preserving its flavor. This result is not achievable by simply blending alone, and I am so excited that I get to share this concept with you today.